What's happening, sports fans? Christian Pedersen. That one's Dave Ring.
Tom Morris.
That one's Tommy Morris. The Dave Ring branding is always available. Tommy, we need to get you a Tommy Morris hat or a Tommy Morris shirt. I know we talked about a run the damn ball being your brand, but we need TM.
I need maybe my Bitmoji just on my.
Or is your name already trademarked because it's the symbol for trademark?
Well, that's my
Can
LLC
you
name.
sue everybody that has a trademark because it's
Technically, I do have a copyright. Seriously, if you try to do any video content under that name, you owe me money. So if anyone's done that,
so I should stop tagging you in all our YouTube credits. What was it? Was it MLB The Show or MVP? Who had Barry Bonds in his John Dowd?
MVP 2005.
Yeah, so we'll have Tommy in as John Dowd.
John Dowd.
He'll be the generic left-handed
I think
white.
there's more to that story too. I think John Dowd was like their lawyer or something who tried to get Barry Bonds in the game. They couldn't do it.
I'm sure there is. Welcome back to another episode of San Diego Prep Insider. We talk about high school baseball and anything else that pops up into our mind. Bodie DeSilva from Scorebook Live is not here, but we still want to say that we miss him, and we hope that you guys all go download the Scorebook Live app. They have almost everything now. They're getting there. Significantly more than they had last year. And
Bodie's out and about.
Yeah.
He was at a sweet game yesterday.
There's been a lot of good games this season.
Yeah.
And even
Starting league.
I was going to say, even in the last week, with kind of some schools starting spring break and games not being quite as many, still good, still great, still everything. Sure. Dave Ring has dingers. They both have game balls. Do you guys want to talk top 10? Because we can now debate top 10 a little bit more efficiently.
Top 10's pretty solid now.
Dave, do you want to talk?
Let me go second if we.
Well, I was gonna say, do you want to just react to Dave's top 10? Because sometimes it gets a little repetitive in the first 5 or 6. But Dave, you want to start with 10-1 in the way that Tommy Morris does, or you want to go 1 to 10?
I'll go 10-1 today. Do the TM style.
Love it.
Let's go. LCC is number 10. They've got a solid team, so I assume they'll be bouncing up and down between 10 and 1 right now. Torrey Pines number 9. Their pitching's keeping them afloat. Eric Van Valkenburg, Thomas Maher, the guys over there are a solid squad. CCA, I've got them at number 8 now. Sam Garrawal, the guy shoved last week.
Is he the best pitcher in San Diego right now?
Gives
up a run.
When you haven't given up a run.
You know what's cool? Is if you go to SD Prep Insider on Twitter and on Instagram, we have these polls that we can throw up there now. So why don't we just ask San Diego?
I love that idea.
Is Sam Garewald?
No D.
Garrawal from CC.
Future
the best pitcher.
Northwestern Wildcat.
Yeah, he's dirty. All right, I got number 7, Rancho Bernardo. They're still staying right about where I had them last week. Very solid squad. I expect to see them moving forward here soon. San Marcos, number 6. Del Norte, I've still got in my top 5, so I'll put them at number 5. Eastlake, 4, they've moved up. Granite Hills staying strong at 3. Santana, like I said last week, until they prove me wrong, I'm going to keep them in the number 2 slot. They've beaten some really good teams to start the season, so I'll leave them at 2. And then Saints, number 1 team in San Diego. I mean, they're rolling. Chas McRoberts, Trevor Fox. I mean, they've got a list of guys that are committed to college teams. They're really stepping up this year, which it's fun to see for some of the seniors.
Well, I think it's cool to see also because it's the maturity and evolution of a team that's been there for a minute.
Totally.
Like they had some of these guys starting since I want to say they were like sophomores, maybe even freshmen. So
yeah, they've got an emerging star in Frankie Giacalone.
Is it Giacalone? Giacalone?
Dude,
that's
he's
a heck of a
Italian.
last name.
He's Italian, so I had to put that in there.
Tommy, your agree, disagree, reaction
I agree
to top 10?
for the most part. I would say you got maybe throw Country Day in there. Sprinkle some love there. I know they're going to come into league play. Another team in their league, Francis Parker, another one that watch out for how they end up during the season. Team that's had probably the toughest schedule so far. I know the record doesn't look so hot as Point Loma. So I think towards the end of the year, Point Loma is going to be one season in there. Another team in a similar boat. Not a great record right now, but watch out for them late in the season, Steel Canyon. And I'll throw Scripps Ranch in that boat as well.
Escondido is also getting love in the Union Tribune top 10. I love to see that. We're at what? Halfway?
I mean, we've only really played like 12 games, 13 games.
We're a little under. We're
close to
halfway. We're close to halfway at the point. So I think that
league started.
I think it's fair enough to say that at this point going on for the viewers, we will start now next episode having a little bit more of, hey, here's what the D2 race looks like, here's what the D3, 4, 5, because most of this is now starting to be open and D1 teams are up in this top 10 conversation. We've maybe separated out some of the heavier hitters, but I think that there are a couple of other races that I'm already eyeing as like, ooh, man. Because there's a couple of teams right now that are 9-1, 8-3, some really good.
Teams that haven't lost yet.
Some teams that haven't lost yet, yeah. So that usually is a good place where game balls jump in because we can dedicate this usually to somebody from San Marcos will be here. Most likely Ryan Rivera for hitting several dozen home runs in a week.
But I've got one of the unsung heroes from San Marcos that.
Deal. So game balls will have all sorts of players. We take this opportunity every week to highlight some of the top players, teams, or performances from around the city. Tommy Morris, you want to lead us off on game balls?
How about Ryan Rivera leading it off? Speaking of that, that's it.
Shocker.
He hasn't hit in all 10 of their games so far this season. He's hitting .632. He has 3 triples, my favorite stat so far this season. But what's even crazier, 8 home runs in those 10 games. He had one game where he had 2 in the same game, so it's not like he had 8, but still. Or sorry, 8 games with a home run. But he's almost had a home run every single game, which is pretty nuts. 7 out of 10 games.
36 RBIs.
I know. He is raking. We'll be at San Diego State if I'm not incorrect.
I think the next closest person in RBIs has like 23.
Yeah, I mean, right? he might if he stopped playing right now and just went to San Diego State right now, I think he might have the city lead in RBIs for the season. Some stolen base guys. How about Colin Knowles from Ocean View Christian? I know a smaller school, but anytime.
But you love the stolen bases.
I love the stolen bases. How about 20 of them in 6 games?
I love that.
Yeah. Kingsley can't even believe it. She's calling. I think she's calling yes on that.
Love that.
Kingsley, jeez, quite the reaction. Going to the Hockey today now. Another stolen base guy. We got Johnny Letzow, a guy who plays some catcher and steal bases. That's a rare combination. 16 stolen bases in 10 games for the Tories. He's also hit in every single one of those games. I think that stat to me is always pretty crazy. Not having one game where you just have an off day, having a good game every game is very impossible to do in baseball.
We're going to throw it on the poll at SD Prep Insider on Twitter, on Instagram. Do you love a catcher that can steal some bases?
Shades of Jason Kendall.
Oh!
Wow. That's an old name.
How long have you been sitting on that reference? I love that.
Since 1998. And my last game ball will go to Lucas Dawson from Maranatha. He was 5 for 5 with 2 home runs, 70 RBIs in their win over Mount Miguel. So some crazy stats early on in this baseball season.
I think Paul LaDuca stole some bags too.
He was an athletic catcher.
But I'm not positive.
Bryce Harper used to play catcher. That would have been one.
Austin Nola might steal a few bags this year. He's athletic. I think should be.
For those of you that are new to the show, Dave's inner monologue is Austin Nola's voice. He hears Austin Nola's every thought because they are best friends now.
Ready for some game balls?
Yeah, you go game balls, I'll go game balls, you go dingers.
All right, deal. All right, I wanted to highlight a few guys that are helping some of the top teams in the county. Senior Anthony Pacino. I think it's got to be his last name.
Look, it's right until someone DMs us correctly.
Yeah.
Pacino, like Al. All right, San Marcos. San Marcos, he's leading the county in runs scored with 19. I mean, that's insane. They
played Rivera with 32 RBIs. He's got to hit somebody in.
Right, and I think that's a big bonus when you got a guy that's a senior and he's on base all the time. He's hitting .533 with 16 hits. And look at this, .674 on base percentage. So every time Rivera comes up, that's why he's got 30-something RBIs.
There's somebody standing on second.
Right. Jacob Embleton, Granite Hills. This guy's got 18 runs, scored in 11 games. That's unreal. That's a big reason why Grant MacArthur's got a ton of RBIs when he's hitting dingers. He's got Jacob Embleton's got a .306 batting average, so I wanted to highlight him. Junior Kevin Takayuchi at RB. He's hitting .519. He's got 5 doubles, 2 bombs in 9 games. They've got a ton of just like really solid hitters over there, and he's one of them that I think we'll hear a lot of moving forward, and should be a really solid college player. If you watch him play infield, he's really solid. So yeah, Arby's on the come up moving forward here. They're gonna be coming for everyone in that top 10 for sure.
Should we hold it against Anthony Pacino that when he tags, he tags Bodie and not us?
No.
Okay.
No, we still suffer. we suffer from brand recognition in a way that people just still like. They get you and me confused.
Well,
They get us confused with like people over the age of 40 confuse us with PPR or the Union Tribune or it's like kind of nebulous when like I'm running the sports association events and
That's true.
then. So no, I don't take it per SD Prep Insider. Like that's also just duplicate social media. Like I
Also good for Bodie.
Yeah, like you gotta let him have a win or two.
Yeah.
Like you gotta. Look, a lot of people will try and pee all over their territory and mark their claim in the high school sports realm, and we have always often laughed at that. So no, I'm not bugged by it. If anything,
I'm not bugged. I'm joking.
if anything, the only thing that bugs me is when you get like the one recruit where you're like, dude, we've been talking about you for a minute now. Why won't you follow us back? I'm just trying to DM you with a question about whether or not we can get you on the show, and you're gonna make me go to your athletic director and email you and like try and get it's a lot of work. That was all of them, or we got more game balls.
That's it. I mean, I think I wanted to just make sure I highlighted some guys at Saints and at Granite Hills. I think it's Frank Carney. Is that his name? F. Carney in Max Preps. I think it's Frank.
You mean on Scorebook Live?
This guy's got a ton of hits. I mean, dude, I'd be surprised if Saints. I mean, they're on the streak right now, 3-0 in league. If they don't lose in league, I wouldn't be surprised. So
Technically Franklin on the roster.
okay, cool.
He can be Frank.
Like the batting gloves.
Yeah, I think he's probably a Frank.
What do you think people associate more with, the turtle or the batting
Turtle.
gloves?
I think batting. Do they still make those?
Oh heck yeah! I see them on the major league players. It's very odd that some of those brands survive.
Right.
We'll put it on the poll at SD Prep Insider. What do you associate more with the name Franklin, batting gloves, or turtle? I want to talk though about real quick, guys. We are deep in the thickets of lacrosse season, and just want to give as my game balls a quick rundown of where the top 10 teams,
Lax dogs.
some lax numbers, some lax dogs. Full disclosure, Coach Pedersen's mic is not working, and I don't think she will be on the show much this year while she is off. Coaching at Granite Hills, and they are doing quite well. They are undefeated 9-0 right now. On the girls' side, let's start with that. According to the power rankings right now, La Jolla, Torrey, Scripps Ranch Cathedral, and then La Jolla Country Day round out the top 5. I wanted to bring that up, though, because last year, Country Day was the D2 champs. So to go from winning D2 to being 5th in Open Division feels like a large jump for a small school. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, Jody Morris starting that program.
Is that your sister?
No, she didn't start. She was on that team at some point in her life. So
if you don't
She was good, though,
if you haven't looked into it, Tommy might not be the most successful athlete in his family, and Tommy is a legend. The highest scoring JV.
My sister won Athlete of the Year, and I never won.
Highest scoring. No, I thought you said you had what? Highest scoring JV game
most
of all
career
time.
JV points because I
career
was on the team
JV
for so long.
Most career JV. Rounding out the top 10 in the girls lacrosse side: Granite Hills, Poway, Coronado, San Marcos, and Patrick Henry. So, Country Day, Granite Hills, Patrick Henry, all decently newcomers to the girls' top 10 rankings, all having sustained great first halves of their season. On the guys' side, spoiler alert, Torrey Pines is numero uno. I think it's fascinating when you look at...
Bishops is close.
Yeah, Bishops is close. Bishops is 2, LCC is 3, Cathedral is 4, Grossmont is 5, SFC 6, Poway 7, Patrick Henry 8, San Marcos 9, Westview 10. You look at the Torrey Pines strength of schedule, though, and they're just stronger than everybody, and they're better than everybody, and it continuously asks the question of, are they the most dominant of any of the teams in San Diego? We don't know, but I highly recommend you check them out.
It's a bummer they don't play Bishops in the regular season. I know that'll probably be a postseason matchup, but...
I want to say that has only happened once in my time here, and that was Bishops had... that was the year that they had Isaiah Dawson, who you would remember as a football player,
yeah.
But Isaiah was like the number 1 recruit in the country for his class at his position. And do you remember Daniel Anderson?
Yeah.
He played on that team.
Oh, the quarterback.
No, the big dude.
Yeah,
that's right. He could play quarterback. Yeah, and I think that was the only time they'd ever played. And that was like the best Bishop squad that they'd ever had. Buckner played on that team back when Buckner, because he played for 1 year at Bishop's, which was awesome.
I realized he's the best football player in the world.
Yeah, I saw Buckner shoot one that went through the net was kind of busted, but he shot one from point blank that went through a net as a freshman. People don't realize Buckner was committed to lacrosse first before football. Very odd. But yes, please go check.
You know, all I call him. Two-sport athlete.
Exactly. Dave, you have your dingers.
Of course.
Let's go.
Of course. He said one of these days I'm going to have a Dave Stinger shirt and hat. Hashtag me when you hit a bomb. And I'll repost it. All right, dingers for the week, man. Not much has changed in the race, but we still have a tight race in the home run race. Obviously, Ryan Rivera is leading the league and leading the county, with 8. Grant MacArthur's got 7. River Diaz de Leon has 6. Zach Farrell has 5. And then I wanted to highlight some guys with 3 home runs, because these guys are some really good hitters. Nick Cook hit a home run yesterday while Bodie was at the game. That was Poway versus Carlsbad. Big win for Poway to start league. I think they're like 6-3 now. So to be honest, Poway could be one of my teams in the top 10 soon. I mean, their record just doesn't prove it right now. But I've got Colby Kiesling, Sage Creek. He has 3 taters right now. Just to backtrack, Nick Cook, he hit his 4th yesterday. He's over at Poway. Senior Cooper Witten over at SFC. He's got 3 dingers. Really helping that team to a solid squad this year. Liam Herrera, San Marcos. He's also got 3 home runs. I mean, that's a pretty solid place to hit home runs. So I assume we'll see a very big number of home runs. That'd be a number I want to look at the end of the year. How many home runs did San Marcos hit as a squad? Because they've got a couple guys that are going to maybe hit double digits. Will Hostetter, he's over at Oside. He's got 3 dingers. He's hitting 500 after 10 games with 16 hits. So props to you, my guy. Wyatt Lobb over at Helix. He's also got 3 wall scrapers, I'm going to call it. But I don't know if he actually scraped the wall with them. So just wanted to use a different term than I'm...
Spiritual wall scrapers.
Yeah.
Whether or not you know, they could have been 70 feet past the fence,
Totally.
but in spirit.
But I just wanted to use something different because I've been going with a lot of other
Moonball, jack shot, tater.
Well, I haven't ever used wall scraper.
I like that.
Okay.
This feels like another shirt.
What about parking lot grenade? I just made that up right now. That could be a foul ball.
No, that's a foul ball.
That's a foul ball.
That's a foul ball hit. That's a foul ball hit at a little league field.
It reminds me of that Kershaw commercial where they hit a ball a mile off him and the outfielder had to go running for it, right? The parking lot grenade.
I like that. Parking lot
Actually,
grenade.
that needs to be a foul ball. Yeah, that's it. I like that.
Oh, but no, there has to be 1 or 2.
How about like a
schools.
scoreboard grenade?
Scoreboard denter.
Scoreboard laser.
We got to
Because
work
there's
a
lights on it.
public health hazard.
Scoreboard shatterer.
A public health hazard because you're launching it at the fans. You're hitting it into the school. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll come
Sound
up with some more.
sound the air raid sirens because he's dropping bombs.
Got to keep it interesting now.
I'll bring your glove to the ballpark.
Just list 3. Let's play Mad Libs with this. We'll just have people submit random words.
I actually like that.
And then next week,
we're running out of things to call home runs.
give us a verb and a location, and next week you'll start calling them. You'll call them action
A
animals.
whole new segment.
Yes.
I love it. Love it.
Is that all the dingers?
That was the dingers, guys.
Is that everything from high school sports this week?
I've got all my stuff out. Yep.
Deal.
That's all I got.
Joe Hines open and receptive to us doing the home run derby before the Open Division Championship. We have to work out some of the logistics though in terms of they don't know where they're gonna have it yet, and I think that if it's at a USD or something like that, we have less likelihood of being able to do it right before the game than if it's at like Poway or something like that. But actively campaigning for it, and I think if it is at a high school location, there's no reason why we couldn't have it.
That'd be fun.
Yes.
Give the people what they want.
Well,
what if
so
you did?
so my pitch to Joe was 10 pitches per hitter. Don't necessarily have it be just
10
dragged
swings.
out. Yeah, like don't necessarily have it be like, oh, this is going to be like a 2-hour event. Have it be a 30-minute.
Yeah, it can't
Because
be.
they don't hit. I mean, high schoolers don't go on big long rounds
Yeah.
anyways. Like
Have it be a
leaguers, right?
30-minute where someone's out there. Hey, I'm going to give you 10 really good pitches. Swing as hard as you can on all of them. And
There's a nightmare scenario where if the finals are in a big park, this doesn't. it's his furthest hit.
Right. And that's why having it at Poway would be good because the ball flies there.
I also think that largely if we have, like, if Ryan Rivera if San Marcos doesn't make it to the finals, Ryan Rivera can hit 1 out of 10 out at any. You can put him at any high school field and he can hit 1 out of 10 out.
Yeah, that's true.
We can give something to the people.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
I'm gonna think of other things that we could do that wouldn't involve extending the time. Like, you could use like a bouncy ball or like, you know what I mean? Like some sort of money ball situation.
I mean, I think that
Like
let's start small before we start adding charity balls and everything.
No, not for charity. I just want to see how far they can hit a moon ball. I want to see that for me.
Okay,
Becoming a Savannah Bananas over
yeah,
here.
I was gonna say, Dave, do you have any more of your what were the Beezer bats? Or was it BB Core? Which one came first, Beezer or BB Core? What are we at?
What are
now?
the illegal ones?
Beezer is the old one.
Yeah, so do you have any like exos that are
Yes.
nicely rolled that we can
Yes.
we can put in the hands of these kids that
100%.
don't have any rec?
There we go.
This will be my back in the day.
The illegal bats.
Tommy and my generation, I don't know if your generation had like Black Magic and the first of those bats, but Tommy and my generation, we played in basically the steroid infused high school era because everybody's bat made this noise. Bing! As they hit ball. Like, the anecdote that I always make is David Washington was a kid who was my age at University City that hit like 30 home runs a year as a high schooler, goes to the Cardinals and hit like...
He's enormous, though.
But he hit like 1 ball out of the infield his first 2 years.
He's a good basketball player, too.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, he's going to be power. And then I was like, no, he's swinging with a wood bat now for the first time after being a 6'4" freak of nature athlete with these bats, though, that just ding, 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 ding. Yeah, so that's my back in the day rant. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.